Hey, how we doing? How we doing? Welcome to Boys on the Porches. We got your boy Danny D.
T-Money.
Yes, sir. My boy Low gonna chime in a little later if he can with us. And we're gonna talk a little bit. So, hey guys, tonight's topic on Boys on the Porches is gonna be women want a good man. What else I said it was?
They want a good man. When they good a good man, they don't know how to keep it.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
let's start it off with the fact that they want a good man.
Yeah.
And what is a good man?
So what we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about all these different subjects on Boys on the Porches. So it's just going to be me and my boy T-Money, and we're going to go at it, and we're going to see if we can make this thing real enjoyable and entertaining for you guys. So don't forget, Boys on the Porches, let's talk about it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is we talk about how much they want a good man. But you said something earlier before we got started. You said you don't think they know what they want when they say they want a good man.
Absolutely. I don't think most women know what a good man is because they have a level of expectations for that man without understanding he brings certain things to the table. So we're going to ask y'all to go ahead and chime in on the comments and everything. What do you ladies think a good man is? And we're going to go from there. So go ahead, Sean. I know you're going to be the first one to jump out there. Go ahead and tell me what a good man is, Sean.
Yeah. But another thing, too, guys, remember, we, like, for example, I know me, and I talk about my brother all the time, and when I'm talking to people, I tell them all the time, I say, hey, listen, I feel like I'm a good man. He feel like he a good man. But the reason being is, what is the reason how we feel like we good men and y'all feel like we're not good men, the ones who have been, who are labeled as exes or ones that have been around us for a while but they hadn't hooked up with us. But you talking about two men that if you lay it on the table, everything on the table is gonna be good. Ain't nothing negative about us. Can't nobody say nothing bad about us. Can't nobody disrespect us or nothing like that. So we do our thing. So the point being is we need you ladies to chime in and tell us what y'all say is a good man compared to what we think and other men think. There's a lot of men out there that think they're good men. But we got to figure out what it is that y'all see that may make it difficult for us, or it may be the same as what we agree with. Y'all, some of y'all might agree that these are two good men.
Well, we ain't going to talk about us particular. So we're going to start off with what Sean just said. A good man is someone that is a provider, protector, a man after God's heart. Not just after her heart, but after God's heart. That means you got to start doing things the right way for the right reason. So let's go ahead and let's talk about being a provider. Being a provider is that guy that's going to sacrifice and make sure that the family got when he don't have. Okay? And that start that off. All right? Because when you really think about it, whether it's finances, whether it's the bills, car payment, whatever it is, he's expected to make sure those things are taken care of, whether he do it directly or if y'all sit down and y'all got a budget together or y'all got an account that's for the bills, so that starts there. That man is I'm gonna call him the head of the household, even though I think the woman is the leader of the household. And that's gonna be a different subject.
Oh, yes, sir. Say it again. Right? Hold on. I don't think they understood that. T-Money, say it one more time.
You can give the man the title as being the head of the household, but the woman is the leader of the household.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay? So let's go ahead and let's talk about, providing. What do we think out there, ladies? What do y'all think a man percentage of providing should be? Should it be that 100%, him being the provider? Should it be 50-50? Should it be 60-40, 70-30, 80-20? What do y'all think it is, ladies?
Yeah, but the whole thing about it is, y'all say, y'all all women, and I'm going to have to say it, all women say they're looking for a good man. They're looking for a solid man. They're looking for as Sean said, a God-fearing man. You're looking for all this. But what happens when that man steps into your circle, but all of a sudden he may come with all that quality, but it ain't exactly what you want. What's the next step that you do? And that's what we're talking about here today, trying to find out what's the next step when you don't find the right person. Because you know how they say all the time, they say it's somebody for everybody. So your idea of a good man may not be somebody else's idea of a good man. That's what we're trying to figure out now. So what is considered to be that good man?
Okay, I see where Bria wrote in there. It's 100%, 100%. So that man, as the provider, should be providing 100% in her eyes, right? I think, as the provider, he needs to make sure that 100% gets paid, whether it's through his pockets or through our pockets. So I don't think it's solely on the man just to have to worry about the bills. I think when we're in it together and we're working together to be that one, because remember, with a man and a woman, you guys were raised two separate ways. And we were a woman raised a way, and a man is raised a certain way. No two families are the same. So you come together and you find that common ground, that happy medium, to where we can be one. So I think it's mainly on that man to make sure that we got 100%, whether he give it or whether they give it.
Yeah, it's about balance. It's about give and take. And the thing about it is, you got to give and take in order for you know, just like you want to have a good man, you also want to have a good woman. So it's gonna take a give and take on both people's part to make sure. So if you're gonna come to me and I'm a good man, and like I said, I feel that in certain situations I'm a good man. But if you're gonna bring to me a woman that is not gonna totally understand the philosophy of a good man, because every woman has their idea of a good man. Your good man could be different from the next woman's idea of a good man. So when we get to that point, what we're trying to find out is what's going on to make that good man the perfect man for you, consider that good man the perfect man for somebody else. Because, you know, when you look at the big picture of it all, that's what it's all about. It's all about who makes who happy. I might make one person happy, but may not make the next person happy. Same thing with a woman. You might make this man happy, but you might not make the next man happy.
Well, let's go to what Sean just said. Sean says, you know, she would love for it to be 100%, but if he falls short, she got him. So that's that teamwork that I'm talking about. The teamwork gonna make the dream work, right? So you looking for somebody, in my opinion, 2 incomes are always better than 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so we got 2 incomes, and 2 incomes working together, we can accomplish twice as much. Versus that guy being the sole income, the sole provider, he's doing everything, and that woman just sitting over there and she doing whatever you women do. And I'm gonna let y'all talk about what y'all provide when that man providing all the money.
Yes, sir.
So if he providing 100% of the money, ladies, what do y'all provide in this whole situation to continue to make him a good man? Because financially, if he provide that 100%, so far he's on that good man path. Now, what do y'all do to keep him on that good path of being that good man?
Yeah, once you establish that you have that good man in your corner, you still have to do what you got to do to keep that good man. Because just like you see a good man in front of you, somebody else might see a good man in front of them the same way. So how much effort are you putting forth, or how much effort are you willing to put forth to secure that good man that you just found? Because that's what the whole thing is all about. It's all about give and take. You got to make sure you're giving just as much as that person is giving. So when you see a good man, what are you looking for, ladies? When you see a good man, when you see him, and once you get to talking to him, what does that conversation go? How does that conversation go where it tells you this is a good man, this is a solid man, this is a real man. This ain't none of that fly by night stuff. How do you guys get to the point where y'all see or y'all understand this is a good man, and y'all can classify that person as a good man? So therefore, once you get into a relationship with that person, now that person is your ride or die, so to speak. So that person is going to go for you, you're going to go for that person, but that's because you found a good man, or you think you found the right man. When does it go south? When does it go to where you feel like he is a good man, but then me and T Money talked earlier, it gets to a point where a lot of people will lose that good man for whatever reason. What does it take to get to that point to where you know, you have lost the initial drive, and now it's not a good man anymore.
I think it's when you start taking each other for granted. I think that's when we lose sight of the good man part of it. You take it for granted. You start having a level of expectation instead of appreciation. All right, whether we appreciate what that person brings to the table or we start taking it for granted. As long as the appreciation is there, then that man will continue to be that provider, be that person that can hold a conversation with you. He'll be that guy that's committed to the growth of the family, growth of the relationship, you know, as long as he feels the importance of his role. Ladies, I'm going to give y'all a piece of advice right now. If you want a good man to stay a good man, you got to make him feel appreciated. And you make him feel appreciated, and it ain't about sex. He feels appreciated through you having that intellectual conversation with him. When you stimulate his mind as much as he's stimulating yours, and you go ahead and you're challenging him. Hey, we're going down the right path. All right, I'm liking where this relationship's going. You know, let's take some trips together. Let's find time for each other. The more time you find for each other, that shows you, just like with kids, time equates to love. If you ain't got time for me, then you don't love me. So, as much as we say he's providing, well, the women, in my opinion, you are also providing when it comes to your time, your conversation, your appreciation, just your whole body of work that you bring in to show that man, hey, I'm enjoying this here.
Tony, Shauna said something that is a good point. She said, usually when respect is lost. So back to what I said before, that's when they feel like that good man is no longer that good man. So, and I do agree with you when respect is lost. Now my question back to you is, what happened for it to get lost? Was it something you did? Was it something he did? Is it something y'all did together? Y'all started to grow apart? So, you know, it's that type of understanding that when we sit there and say, what caused it to go south? So once we do that, and understanding. But when you got your good person, it's hard to lose that good person if you're doing the right thing. If you do the right thing you did to get them, and you keep doing that right thing, you shouldn't.
Whoa, you just hit a key point.
What is it?
You know what? Here's how it goes south, right? We stop dating each other. Yeah, I said it. We stop dating each other.
Stop dating.
Once you get that person in your corner, we stop working on the relationship. We stop giving what we gave to get them. And you can't do that. That's just the beginning. Once you get that relationship from that good man, you guys got to stimulate his mind to keep him there.
Keep him rolling.
Keep him interested, you know. And that's when it stays the course. The course is our objective when we find that right person is to grow. That's what we're looking for. Growth. If we don't have growth, we get stagnant, we lose each other. That's when them eyes start wandering out the household. And that good man that you took for granted, now looking for what you gave him in the beginning to get him.
So you know what? One thing I was looking at, Bria put on here, she put, I can write a book. So I'm pretty sure all women are saying that. You can write a book about this person, write a book about that situation. I ain't gonna say that person, I'm sorry. That situation. You can write a book about that situation. And then you get down to our cousin Renika. What's up, girl? They say they get too comfortable. 100% right, young lady. 100% right. We as men and we as women, we get in a situation, we get too comfortable with that situation. We get to the point where we feel like we've done what we had to do. Why do more? And I'm not speaking just from a man perspective. Women think the same way. I've done all I can do. Why should I do more? But like T Money just said, you have got to keep that stimulation going. You got to keep it going for the females. We got to keep it going for also, because y'all got to make sure we're stimulated just as like you guys are stimulated. And we have got to get into the mode where we all understand each other and we're going to work good at it.
And you also got to listen to another part. It's amazing how when you first meet that woman, she listens to you, right? Your opinion matters.
Yes, sir.
And once they get you, you don't know what you talking about.
Yeah,
you ain't that same intellectual guy. You're not that same intellectual guy they met. You're a different person now, and it's because we get complacent. And when we become complacent, we stop working. So we gonna try to come up. I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna read one of these comments here real quick. But D Money, you got something to add while I go ahead and get this comment together?
I mean, you hit it dead on the head. The second we get complacent, then we lose control, whether it's females or male. As soon as you get complacent with the situation, you're going to let it go and you're going to let it slip. The whole point is you can't let it slip. You can't let it go. If you want a good person, you find a good person, you got to hold on to that good person. Because I don't know if you guys been out there in the streets and seeing what's out there. There's nothing out there. So if you got a solid person, if you got a good person, hold on to them. That y'all gonna have y'all difficulties, yes. But hey, who is to say the difficulty that you're gonna have with this person is not gonna be worse than the difficulty you're gonna have if you go outside of it? You gotta hold on to it. 150%. I agree. You can't be complacent. You gotta be solid. You gotta communicate. The whole point is you gotta talk to each other. If you talk to each other.
All right, Lamont.
That Snake Man, what's up?
Let's talk about that. Right? So you don't have to have somebody in your life to be a good man. A good man is, whether you in a relationship or not, there's certain levels to a man. And that's being the provider, right? I'm not living with anybody. I provide for myself. Okay? I'm very respectful to the women that come into my life, whether we in a relationship or whether we in a friendship. So I'm going to always be a good man, whether you have a relationship or not. So when you're hearing it from two guys, we classify ourselves as good men because, number one, we don't have a criminal record. We ain't out here in the streets trying to hustle. We have corporate jobs. We decided to come out here and talk to everyone so we can have an open forum. But we are good men, whether you have the relationship, whether you're married or not. It took me to lose a wife, and I want you to hear that again. It took me to lose a wife to realize how much of a good man I was because I took her for granted. So everything that I'm sharing now is through past experience. I was the one that was out here in the streets when I didn't have to be in the streets. I came home every night, but I wasn't doing what I needed to do as a man. So it took for me to lose her and to sit down with some of my female friends to realize where I went wrong. And that's how you become a better man, when you can sit there and listen to somebody else critique you without judging you, but give you a good critique. So I was critiqued by a few women, and that changed my thought process. Mm-hmm. It's not until a man is hurt, he becomes a good man.
Yes.
Every good man has been through something. There's a woman out there that hurt that good man, and it wasn't any fault of his own, no fault of her own. It's just the way it was. He was probably loving her more than she was loving him. That hurt kick in, and now you appreciate that good woman when you get her because you know what she's been going through all these years when she had that good man.
T-Money, I'm gonna talk a little bit about what David said. Hey, David, how you doing? Ain't heard from you in a while. David said he's been married 29 years. He 100% understands what we're saying. He said it's not easy to be married 29 years. David, I respect you. Brother, for you to sit there and say you have been married for 29 years with the same woman, that means that woman has found a good man. That man has found a solid woman. Brother, keep up the good work. Thank you for the comments. But I agree with you 100%. 29 years, brother, can't nobody else don't say congratulations, good luck. Hey, you got it from me.
And I got to agree with Snake on something. Snake just said something made a lot of sense. Everybody got baggage. Whether you are a woman with baggage or a man with baggage, it's not until you have gone through something that you'll appreciate. Okay? Everybody, when you hear about these stories for these celebrities that's made it successful, when you get to hear their backstory was about a struggle. Everybody went through something to get to where they are, and that's kind of like where you are in these relationships. When you become that good man, it's because you went through something. You felt that hurt.
You had to be beat down in order to stand up. So the thing about it is we take that beating, and we have to rise because everybody have to crawl before they can walk. So you have to crawl before you can walk. So we don't went through relationships, but each relationship has strengthened us. each relationship has made us stronger. Each relationship has made it to where we can sit here and say, if nothing else, we are two good men.
Well, I want to piggyback on David. David, for them 29 years, David knew it hadn't been easy. It's been a lot of give and a lot of take, a lot of ups and a lot of downs. So he decided to stay in there and fight through all that.
Yes, sir.
All right? Because a good man is going to stay and fight. A good man is going to go through those adversities and be able to deal with them. And we just need the women to understand that you can't stop teaching, because no man can compare you to another woman, because every woman feels like, I'm my own individual. I'm not like her. I can't believe you comparing me to your ex. Well, if there's nothing a man can compare to, somebody got to keep teaching.
Oh, yeah.
Everything a man learned, he learned from his woman. From his mama. His mama was there from the start. So there was always a woman in his life. It started with your mama. Hey, go ahead and chime in on what y'all learned from your mamas. Because that's what's going to teach you how to be a good man, because your mama raised you a certain way. As for us men, we see that. We saw what our mom put inside of us and the conversation they had and how they directed us down a certain path. And so now we knew what we was looking for when it came to a woman.
Yeah, well, we got another comment. Danielle said that struggle is growth. 100%, cuz. Struggle is growth, definitely. You got to struggle in order for you to reach the top. But the thing about it, if you don't struggle, you're not going to strive to be a better person. So that's why sometimes when that struggle come in, that struggle makes you stronger. That struggle will make that bond stronger. Because, you know, we talk about being a good person and being the right person. If I got with somebody and I feel like I'm a good person, I might have to fall a couple of times. They might say, hey, listen, you are a good person, but, so that's where the struggle come in. So that little bit of struggle will make you stronger in the long run. It's like David said, 29 years. I guarantee you, his wife done bust him over the head. His wife done bust him over the head many a time in 29 years. He can't sit there and say he ain't struggled. Because I know for a fact, because I know him personally, he has struggled. But I know his wife done bust him over the head, because I know his time he done slipped up, he ain't did right. But brother, when it's a strong relationship, or it's the right person, you will deal with that struggle. You will take that one, and you're going to strive from it. You're going to grow from it. You understand what I'm saying?
I know we're using the word struggle, but I don't want people to take that word out of context.
No.
We don't necessarily mean a struggle as more as a give and take. Relationships about a give and take, because it's two people coming together to try to become one and not being raised the same with the same ideas, because most men and women don't think the same. So we're going to kind of back off the word struggle, and let's go ahead and say we're going to meet in the middle. It's a give and take. All right? And as long as you understand the give and take part of the relationship, you know, that's what it's going to take.
Yeah. So I'm looking at what Brill said. She said, how long do you struggle until you call it quits? We ain't going to call it struggle. How long do you deal with the situation until you call it quit? Well, the whole point is it's every person's got their own opinion on how long they're going to deal with it. How long are you willing to deal with the situation? If you see some type of progress, you keep going because the progress is there. If you don't see any kind of progress, then you say, hey, this may not be for it. But a little bit of progress goes a long way.
Hey, Snake, to answer your question about we should be talking about why we single. While we talking about being a good man, and that necessarily don't because you're single does not make you less than a good man. You know, I'm single by choice.
Yeah, I think you can be single by choice.
All right, because I find it easier for me to be able to focus in on my career, focus in on myself, get myself together, because I wasn't quite the man I am today. So I've been divorced since 2008. So you want to talk about how long that single is? That's for more than 3 years. But sometimes you got to look in that mirror and you got to see where you lie with your faults. I'm not perfect. God ain't through with me yet. So I'm work in progress. I'm just not ready to take on that challenge. And it is a challenge like we talk about, right? Because right now I don't need anything financially from anybody. I could do it all myself. So I've been selfish, because I'm selfish with me right now. You know, I just choose to want to be in my own zone, in my own comfort level. I want to be in my own home, just me and my dog hanging out. I'm there, and that's why I'm single. It has nothing to do with whether I'm a good man or not. I still want to think I'm a good man. I still help a lot of people out here being single, whether it's family, whether it's friends, co-workers, whatever it is. I'm always out here trying to help somebody, and that continues to allow me to be that good man.
Yeah. So 100%, definitely. You gotta understand too. You know, we sit here every day and we talk to different people and we go to different places and we talk to different men and different women. And yes, there's some of them that are just great people, you know, but just being a great person don't make you the right person. I think I need to say it again. I think I must have missed something. Being a great person don't make you the right person. So when we talk about this situation or this topic that we're talking about now, understand that what we're saying is when you find somebody that's right for you, how do you hold on to that? And why would you let go of it? That's the whole question, T-Money. Why?
So that's a good question. And it's gotta be the right person for you, for the right reason, with the right expectation, with the right growth. You gotta have the right person for you. If that person is not the right person for you, it's not gonna work. You know, Snake, I see your comments over there. Because a lot of times you know what happened? We get in situations and we look at that woman because she looked good.
Oh yeah, we go by looks,
right?
And vice versa now.
And women might look at men because they think he fine, you know. And then once we get to the substance part, it makes it a little bit more challenging to get to know that person, right? So you don't know if it's a good person or not until you get to that level where you start communicating. Communication enhances cooperation. Argument gonna create that conflict. Did y'all get that again?
Yes, sir. Say it again.
Communication enhances cooperation. Arguments create conflict. So as long as we're communicating, that's the growth.
Mm-hmm. Xavier said, you need someone on your level. You 100% right. You do need someone on your level. But you got to understand, too, if you got a person that may be one step below your level, are you not strong enough to bring that person up to your level? Are you not strong enough? If you think that's a good person, are you willing to make that sacrifice to try to make that person step up to that level? Because you never step down. So if you feel like you're one level up, then you got to get that person to come one level up. You never step down to anybody's level. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I'm going to say it again. You never drop down to anyone's level. If you got an expectation, you have to get that person to come up to your expectation to a degree. I ain't saying all the way up, because if you got a high expectation, that person might come up a little bit. You might have to give a little bit, and then all of a sudden you come in. But you're not dropping down to their level. They're coming up to your level. You may have to meet them somewhere in that situation there.
Oh, there go Knight Rider Low. He surfaced.
Yes, sir. Hey, stranger danger.
He surfaced. We found him. Grady has awoken. He was asleep, y'all. Grady was asleep.
But you understand, Xavier, I understand what you're saying. You're not Barbara the Builder. But the thing about it is, if you don't put some effort into it, how you going to get something out of it? You can't expect a person to come in exactly how you want them. Nobody's going to come into any relationship exactly how you want it. Well, what they're going to do is...
Lo got a good point. You got to be submissive on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
It can't be one-sided. All right? So that good man could be a good man, but that woman has to show her good qualities as well. So that's what's going to maintain that good man to being a good man, when he has that good woman meeting him in the middle somewhere. And then now the growth. It's together. That's the key word. We get together so we can have growth.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Well, I'm going to tell you who I ain't heard from. I ain't heard from Jay Ski. Jay Ski commented last week. Jay Ski came in one time this week. But you know what? I know Jay, he going to come in. But guys, I'm trying to tell you, you know, it's give and take. You know, bottom line to all of this is give and take. If you want a good man, you're going to have to give a little to get a little. That person got to do the same thing.
Like Ryder Lowe said, you can't have a YouTube relationship.
No. Or Google. If that's not the answer. That's 100% right. But you got to understand, too, it's all about what you're willing to give. But our whole subject was, you find a good man. You have that good man. Then you lose that good man. There's plenty of y'all out there that can attest to this. Y'all thought y'all had a good man. Y'all dealt with that man, and then y'all lost that man. And I guarantee you, some of y'all are trying to go back to that same original good man.
Or let's even talk about it. Even if you had a good woman, all right?
Yep.
Snake, you've been asking a lot of questions. I'm going to go back at you. Now, let's talk about that good woman you lost. And why you lost her, and you realized she was good after she was gone. And that's every guy that's on here. What happened when you lose that good woman? It ain't just about the women losing the good man. What happened when you lose that good woman and you realize she was good and you want to go back and get her, but she ain't having it?
She ain't around for you. She ain't there for you. So you got to understand, because just like I said, you got your good man, you lost it. Now you realize that once that man is gone, he may realize that was a good woman. But do you go back and challenge and fight for this woman, or explain to her what's going on, or do you let it go? A lot of friends that I have, they say, you know what? I had a good woman, I want her back, but you know what? My pride won't let me go back to her. My pride won't let me go back and apologize. And then that's where they make a lot of mistakes, because just because your pride don't let you go back, don't mean that you shouldn't go back. Because if you realize you lost a good woman, why would you not go back, pride or not? Because that's what you want. So what's going to happen is you're going to end up out here with Mary and Sue and Shirley, and they ain't going to be worth nothing. But then all of a sudden the person you had before, she was the right person. You just didn't realize it at that time. Because you didn't realize it at that time, now all of a sudden you can't go back. And you can't go back. You can't find it in yourself to go back to this woman and say, hey, I screwed up. I screwed up. The thing about it is, good men understand all of that. We understand when we have to say, hey, I screwed up. Just like a good woman should understand when she has to say, hey, listen, I made a mistake.
So let's talk about it. Like Renika was saying, she want to talk about the men. What do y'all do when y'all lose a good woman? And I think what happened with most men when you don't go back to get that good woman, it's your pride. It's not what Snake just wrote. Snake said he lost a good woman. He just went and found him another good woman.
Yeah. And Snake, you do have a good woman. I'm not saying you don't. But we do understand what you're saying.
And that's true. You could go and find another woman that's just as good with better qualities. But you ain't met her yet. You are invested. Well, let's talk about the women that we're invested in and we lost them because of a misunderstanding, the lack of communication, the things that we've done wrong as a man, and we lost that good woman. And then when we realize we lost a good woman and we want to revert back to go get that good woman because we admitted we lost her. We don't want to start over. A lot of men have a hard time starting over. So now, what do you do to go back and get that good woman that you know you lost?
Yeah, you got a good point, but I'll let you really shout out, I'm gonna let you really
Right.
she on some old special stuff. But T-Money, you 100% right. You 100% right. Guys, you gotta stop putting these walls up when you make a mistake or that person make a mistake. Quit putting these walls up. Let these walls down, because that good woman may have made a mistake. That good man may have made a mistake. But the problem is, are you willing to let that mistake go and then you go find another mistake? That's the whole point. You can't correct a mistake with a mistake. Whoa.
Oh, you read what Lowe just wrote.
Let me say that again.
Night Rider Lowe said,
I don't think y'all
he
understand.
says sometimes people get together for the wrong
Yes,
reason.
sir. You can't fix a mistake with a mistake.
And then he said, and the relationship is in vain.
Yeah.
So that is true. Sometimes we enter into situations for the wrong reasons. And then when we realize we're in it for the wrong reason, we more than willing to let it walk away.
Yeah.
So that's a good reason to let it walk away.
That's a reason to let it go if that's how you feel. But what I'm saying is, what if that's not how you feel? What if you feel like you lost that woman, but then you're like, oh my goodness, I ain't found nobody better than that. I ain't found nothing different from that. Why would I leave that? Same thing with a woman. She gonna say the same thing. I'm out here finding these old no good guys. The good guy just left me. I made a mistake. So in the process of making that mistake, go correct your mistake.
Well, Sean got a good point. She said before the situation goes awry, right? She's giving them a lot of chances to get it right.
That's true. I can
Right?
understand that.
And that's in most situations, whether it's male or female, there's been chances that's been given. Those chances have been ignored, taken for granted,
Yes.
and then we end up in that tough situation. But my thing is, what if it was a simple mistake being made on either side?
Yes, exactly.
Who's going to be the bigger person to step up and do the right thing for the better good of the relationship?
Hold on, T-Money. I think you need to say that again. I don't think they understood that last phrase you just said.
Because somebody got to be willing to step up
Who
and
is
do the
gonna
right
be
thing
the bigger
for the
person?
better good by being that bigger person to make it happen.
So y'all always talking about, once he gone, he gone. No, you can't say that because guess what? When you go find the next person, is he better than what you left? What was the reason for why you left? What if, like T Money just said, what if the reason you left, it was just misunderstanding? Because understand one thing, communication big. So if you're not gonna communicate with a person, that's where you're gonna automatically assume. You know what assume means, so I'm not gonna go to that. So if you don't communicate with a person, then you assume this is this. Yes, you're gonna let a relationship go based on an assumption. But when it comes down to it, if you sit, listen, talk, communicate, like I've been saying the whole show, communication is crucial. If you can communicate with somebody, you can save a lot of hardship.
Well, let's talk about what Xavier just says. Something more important. In order to save a relationship, whether it's on the male part or the female part, that person has to be worth it.
Yeah.
So let's be real about it.
Well, then it's not a great person because
Right?
we just said
That don't make you a great person because you're not worth it. You gotta be worth it to that person.
Yes, yeah, I agree with
Right? You gotta be
it.
worth it to the other person. That male gotta value you as much as you value him, and she vice versa. The value has to be there. That's when you know a person is worth it. And I'm not talking about financial value. I'm talking about when you let them into your heart. That value has got to be worth it, because you can let somebody in there and they renting space. It's like a timeshare. Relationship is like a timeshare. You're renting that space.
Yes.
You have to maintain your maintenance fees, and your maintenance fees is everything that's needed
Yes,
to keep
sir.
that relationship growing.
Yeah. Y'all women are high maintenance, men are high maintenance. It's just two different type of high maintenance. It could be a high maintenance bed-wise, it could be a high maintenance, money-wise, it could be different. So high maintenance goes both ways. Real, only thing I can tell you is what you said, Voice on the Porch need a female. We are going to have guests on here. We're going to have some female guests. We're going to get to that point. And we'll let you guys come in and state your opinion, But the thing about it is, understand, when that opinion come in, that opinion has to be a biased opinion from a female, just like a biased opinion from two males.
See, so Voices on the Porch is, all we're doing right now is turning our camera on and letting y'all hear the conversation we have amongst each other.
Every day.
This is a daily conversation that we have. We're trying to become better men. We're trying to become better fathers. We're trying to be better brothers, brother uncles. We try to become better at everything that we do. So we just decided the conversation we're already having, normally like Ryder Lowe be sitting here, and the conversation we normally have, we just let everybody in on those conversations, and we can get more feedback. The more people we allow into the conversation, the better the feedback's going to be. So
And
the
plus
growth is better.
And plus, it's a lot of information that we may not cover. Some of our voices have came through and covered. So you got to understand, Shauna came with a lot of good information. A lot of good information. Xavier, a lot of good information. Snake, a lot of good information. So that's stuff that this is why we do Voice on the Porch. We want you guys to be able to sit there and talk to us like we talk to you guys. Because we sit on the porch and talk, we going to get the same feedback from each other that you guys are giving us. But now y'all giving us y'all point of view, Y'all not on the porches with us.
And don't leave out David. David gave some good points.
David gave some real good
especially
points.
being with his wife for 29 years. You know.
So, hey, man, listen, that says so much. So much, so much, so much when somebody can sit there and say, that's a person that's speaking from experience. If you talk about us having a guest on our show, David will be the ideal guest. That's 29 years of experience dealing with the same woman for 29 years. Can any of y'all say that y'all been with her for 29 years? Yeah, that means he done dealt with it. All the tribulations, all the problems, the hiccups, the great times, the bad times. Hey, man, that says a whole lot about that young man. So,
well, let's talk about it. All right? How do you keep your relationship strong?
What does it take?
That's what I want to know. How do you keep your relationship strong? All right? So, ladies, give me some opinions.
Yeah, all y'all chiming in about how bad it is. How do you keep it strong? How do you keep it long lasting? So for you guys who've been in, I'm not even gonna go 29 years like David.
And guys too, hold up, guys come back.
Too.
Y'all can tell us what it take to keep your woman.
If you've been in a relationship for more than 5 years, tell us how you got to that point. Tell us how you got to 5 years in a relationship. Because people don't understand 5 years is a long time. 3 years is a long time. So you talk about a young man on
Low says patience. Low says patience.
Yeah, it definitely take patience. But other than patience, what else is there?
Respect,
honor, all that stuff.
Honor.
Yes.
Those are all good qualities. You know, and that's what everybody got to have for each other. That respect goes both ways. That's a mutual. Okay? Honoring each other, it goes a long ways. That's important. People misunderstand when you think honor. It doesn't mean bow down to somebody.
No.
Don't mean nothing like that. What it basically means is respecting each other's boundaries, looking forward to seeing the smiles on each other's faces. Okay? Guys, how do you put the smiles on the ladies' faces after you've been with them so long? What are you doing? Ladies, what do you do after being with a guy for so long? How do you keep that smile on his face?
Yeah, so yeah, it's gotta go both ways. It's gotta be strong. But the thing about it is, if you don't understand it, you're in it for the wrong reason. You gotta understand.
And you definitely gotta have support, prayers, and understanding.
You
absolutely, all those.
You got to, and you know what? You guys gotta bond. You know, you can find you a good man, but in order to make him a great man. See, we talked about when we started about finding you a good man. We talking about taking that good to great. And then one of the good things T-Money just said is you got to bond with that person. You got to have an understanding of that person. You got to respect that person. That person has to respect you.
And you got to make sure you're both human, not just the man human. You're both human. So guess what's going to happen when you're both human? We're both going to make mistakes.
Yes.
Forgiveness. You got to be able to forgive each other when they don't go your way.
Yes. If it don't go your way, understand. Talk about it. That's what we did. Hey, that's our slogan. Let's talk about it. That's exactly what you guys got to do. Y'all got to talk about it. Y'all got to be able to sit down and say, hey, listen. And that person got to sit there and accept what you're saying. The problem is you say, hey, let's listen. They start talking. Oh, let me see if I'm saying it right. You say, hey, let's listen. That person just starts talking. When that happens, nothing's getting accomplished. So you're still in that same spot of accomplishing nothing.
Well, if you're going to do forgiveness, like Lo just said, you got to mean it. You can't do it just to get your point across and act like you forgive that person, right? And you got to mean it. Everything in the relationship between a good man and a good woman is being truthful. Did I stutter with that one?
No, I think
truthfulness is the key to it all. Whether you like what somebody say or you don't like what they say, you got to be truthful.
Yes,
and you have boundaries, and you got to respect that other person's opinion, just like you want them to respect your opinion.
Gabriel said, when the mistake becomes habitual. Well, that has a lot to do with the downfall of relationships. When they become habitual and you keep doing it over and over and over and over again, it ain't no coming back. When you talk to a person over and over again, they still doing it. Why are you still trying to communicate with that person? That person evidently is not listening to what you're saying. That person evidently is not bonding with what you're saying. So for it to be habitual is that means that we've talked, we talk. Now there's no more talking. So the habitual part,
Hey,
I understand.
I like what Sean just said. You gotta mean what you say when it comes to your apology. You can't just say it and your actions don't add up to that apology. So everything that we're talking about, y'all, is all about communication, meaning what we say, and being strong. Now, the relationship gotta be strong. You can't be holding something together with some cheap glue and think it's just gonna work itself out. It's gotta be a strong bond, a strong relationship, a strong commitment. I don't think y'all heard that. A strong commitment is what it takes for relationships to grow.
If you ain't committed, don't do it. That's the whole point. The whole point is if you're not committed to a relationship, get out. I 100% tell you, get out because you're not committed. Now, if you're committed, you fight for what you want. If it's a good relationship, you fight for it. If it's habitual, like Bria said, then no, you can't fight for that. But if it's something that you want and something you know will work, you fight for that. It's all about the fight, and the fight means that you're all about trying to get what you want.
Well, if anything is worth having, it's worth fighting for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you're not going to put up the fight, you don't want it. People always want they want to look for excuses. Listen, when you're in a committed relationship, and I'm going to speak for men on this one here. When you're in a committed relationship and you love that person, there's nothing you won't do for them.
Unconditional.
Right? It's not conditional love. It's unconditional when you're really in it for the right reason. Like David been in there for them 29 years.
Yes, he is unconditional.
Unconditionally
he is
in
there.
it.
He is there.
Because for any man, and I'm going to speak on the other side. That's one thing about Voice on the Porches. We just not going to give you that one side. We're going to give you all sides. All right? In order for a man to commit that long to one individual, he has to feel the respect is there, the love is there, the commitment is there, the trust is there.
Yes, sir.
All those things have to line up in order you to make that 29 years. Because guess what? There's somebody out there that's always trying to get your attention. Women out here, and I don't need to bash y'all in any way, shape, or form, but there's women out here that love married men. And there's men out here that love married women.
Yes, sir.
So your commitment has to be for one another.
It has to be. It has to be. If you don't have that commitment, why are you in it? You might as well walk away now. If you're not committed to do what you got to do, walk away. Put your track shoes on and go down the street, go on about your business. But if you're committed and you have a solid person in your corner, regardless, y'all may be running through a tough patch right now, but if you got a solid person in your corner, you ride with that person. Because I'm telling you, out there, there's nothing out there better than what you got.
Let's talk about what Lo just said. Lo just said you got to mean it from your soul.
Yes, sir. Deep.
Because when the body dies, the soul lives on. And that is the true fact. Love has got to be from the soul.
Yeah.
So no matter what happened, that love will conquer all.
Oh. Yeah, you got to understand that. Man, you got to understand, it's this, you know what? This is probably one of the realest talks we've had on Voices on the Porch. But you know what? Me and T Money thought, and Night Rider Low, we thought this was a perfect subject to talk about.
Jay want to join. He got something to add. I don't know how to work this thing to make nobody join.
I'll bring him on.
Hey, engineer? Engineer Daniel?
I don't know where my engineer at.
Can we find the engineer? We go out to find the engineer.
We gotta find our engineer, find out how to bring people
we got
on.
some technically incompetent.
Yes, Voices on the Porches. So
hey Daniel,
we technically a little off center here, but guys, understand. No, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna understand this.
Hey.
Whoa, we got some visitors.
Get out.
We got a couple of. couple of
Hey, where Daniel at?
four-legged visitors with us
Yeah,
right now.
Daniel.
Come on, Coco.
Coco, go away.
Yeah,
go
ahead, Coco.
In the house.
So
In the house, Coco.
hey, we really got interrupted by a couple of four-legged visitors. So my dog Coco and his
Coco
little
ain't
sidekick, and, you know, they just doing their thing. So, but we're gonna get our engineer and see if we can bring somebody on live, so we can bring somebody on here with us for like the last few minutes that we're gonna be on. But understand.
Hey, Daniel, how
that-
we bring
that-
in Jay?
yeah.
You want to come in
Yeah,
live?
we trying to bring some people in. Come on over here.
Hold on.
So we need some people to speak
coming in.
from the heart.
Hey, go. Hey, Coco. Get.
You see
Get.
Jay Ski, right there. Jay McGowan, go down. You got Jay?
I just sent an invite. So he said join. See what Adam.
All right, well, hold on. Let's see if he add on to it. Say, yeah. The voices ain't, we ain't inclined like it. Jay, hey, welcome, Jay Ski to the Voices on the Porches. Voices on the Porches for our. Jay, you hear us? Oh, yeah, you froze up, but we can hear you. There you go.
Yeah,
We
go ahead,
got you.
Steve.
We
Go
got
ahead.
you. What's up? Boy, you in the dungeon over there, boy.
Hey,
Guys,
why y'all?
hey, just to let y'all know,
Hey,
this is Jay
y'all.
Ski
Hey,
from
y'all
the
on?
world
Y'all on?
famous
Hey, Danny, y'all on dial up?
69 Boys, DJs. This is the man of the hour.
Are y'all down?
We having some technical issues on.
Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi.
You
Wi-Fi.
need to fix your Wi-Fi, sir.
Your Wi-Fi not working properly.
Hey, can y'all hear me now?
We see you moving, but we don't see you moving. No, all right, so we see you shaking your head, but we can't hear nothing coming out your mouth. What you got to say?
Can you hear that? Can you hear this?
We can't hear that.
I can't hear anything.
Somebody just gotta take it off TV.
And y'all. Wi-Fi solid. So I don't know.